Viewers, the big news. The big news this evening, the Enforcement Directorate claims it has been able to link AAP MP Sanjay Singh to a kickback given with regards to the Delhi excise alleged scam case. The Enforcement Directorate told the court that accused turned approver Dinesh Arora paid the amount to Singh's close aide. Apart from the statement, the ED also claimed it had electronic evidence to corroborate this fact, it claims, and the alleged payoff. The claims were made by the Enforcement Directorate while it was arguing in court to seek Singh's custody. The arrest has brought the AAP and BJP cadre onto the capital streets, viewers, and there has been, of course, a lot of mayhem playing out on the streets of Delhi outside the BJP headquarters and also, of course, outside that court complex and the ED headquarters. Now, viewers, let me just very quickly take you over some of the updates that have been coming in, latest with regards to the Enforcement Directorate case against Sanjay Singh. The AAP is very much now in the ED crosshairs as Liquorgate gets bigger. What we are being told now is that the court has remanded Singh to a 5-day ED custody, even though the ED was demanding 10 days. It also sort of said it was okay with 8. The ED claims the electronic proof against Singh, proof that links him to a 2 crore kickback. Now, those are serious charges, viewers, and if indeed there is proof, it could mean trouble for Sanjay Singh. It could mean trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party. Already, the Bharatiya Janata Party that hit the streets today said that Kejriwal is going to be next because he's really, according to them, the scam kingpin. That's what they have said. The Aam Aadmi Party has spun around and said that, look, this is a witch hunt orchestrated by the Prime Minister, no less, because his ship is sinking and he is basically being rejected by the people, so he's clutching at straws to try and discredit the opposition any which way. That's really what played out. Let's try to bring you some of those reactions from the streets as the AAP and the BJP went really head to head and toe to toe.
संजय जी कुछ कहेंगे अपनी अरेस्टिंग? संजय जी कुछ कहेंगे? संजय जी कुछ कहेंगे? है मोदी जी का, हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं, इसलिए संजय जी आगे
ये जो संजय सिंह है ये कोई लास्ट नहीं है, और भी बड़े बड़े नाम हैं जो ये पूरी शराब की पॉलिसी में इन्वॉल्व थे और ईडी ने जो अपनी जांच करी है उसके पास में काफी एविडेंस है और जो गवर्नमेंट अप्रूवर बने हैं दिनेश अरोड़ा, उन्होंने काफी बातों की जानकारी दी है। जब संजय सिंह को दिनेश अरोड़ा, अमित अरोड़ा के सामने बिठाया जाएगा और वहां पर उनसे सवाल पूछा जाएगा तो संजय सिंह केवल इतना नहीं कह सकते क्योंकि इलेक्शन आ रहा है और हम अपोजिशन पार्टी में हैं इसलिए हम पर अटैक हो रहा है। उनको जवाब देना पड़ेगा।
सारे केस झूठे लगा रहे हैं ये लोग, तो कुछ इतने केस लगा लिए, इतनी जांच कर ली, कुछ निकलता तो है नहीं। तो इस जांच के खेल में टाइम ही खराब होता है, सबका टाइम खराब होता है, जांच एजेंसियों का भी टाइम खराब होता है, सरकार का भी। सबको काम करना चाहिए, देश के लिए काम करना चाहिए, तभी तो देश तरक्की करेगा। सबको झूठे केसों में फंसा के उससे तो देश तरक्की नहीं करेगा। जिस तरह के सवाल सुप्रीम कोर्ट आज पूछ रहा था, क्योंकि मामला सब जुडिस है, मेरे को कोई टिप्पणी उस पर नहीं करनी चाहिए, लेकिन जिस तरह के सवाल कर रहा था उससे तो मतलब एक तरह से एक फीलिंग आ रही थी कि गलत ही केस बना रखा है इन लोगों ने हमारे ऊपर।
Well, the ED action against Sanjay Singh is just a small part of a massive crackdown by the central agency over the last few years on alleged money laundering. Several India bloc opposition leaders have been either arrested or then prosecuted. Some of them are in jail, some have tried but failed to get the courts to quash the ED's probe against them in different cases. Despite getting substantial relief from the court, viewers, almost all these politicians have claimed that they are victims of a witch hunt. And when I say substantial relief, in some cases, they have been given immunity from personal appearances, like the Gandhis, for instance, viewers. Or some have been bailed out in anticipation, like some of those involved in the big scam in Bihar with regards to the Yadavs, viewers. The centre says that this isn't the case. It claims the Enforcement Directorate isn't shackled anymore like it was under the UPA, which was hamstrung by coalition compulsion, so could not even open cases against some of their own partners. And they're referring to the Congress. The Congress could not go out there and prosecute people they knew were corrupt within their own administration or beyond, their allies, because if they had done so, these allies would have withdrawn support. The question then arises, is the NDA more active than the UPA in policing corruption? Or was corruption much less in the UPA era? Let's look at what the hard facts tell us, viewers. Let me take you through some of those hard facts even as we await more details from the court about the charges against Sanjay Singh. But pay attention, these are important hard facts, viewers. Now, there has been a corruption crackdown, but viewers, it differs according to times and according to decades. 2004 and 2014, you had a bunch of crackdowns or cases registered, but not in enough numbers. So let me just take you through the numbers. In 2014, 2022, total politicians that were interrogated, 121. 121 top politicians have been interrogated, viewers, out of which the opposition share is 95%. 95%. Let's look at the next graphic. 2004 to 2014, top netas interrogated only 26. Let's press the continue button on that. That's right, 26. But opposition politicians comprised only 54%. So around 40% less, viewers, of cases were filed by the UPA against opposition politicians, which means that there was perhaps, at least on the face of it, corruption more within the ranks, outside of the basic circles, in the opposition circles, than within. The question is, was political corruption therefore less between 2004 and 2014? That's an obvious question that will arise. How is it that such few opposition politicians or such few cases, in fact, were even registered? Let's have a look at total interrogations. Now, here is a very interesting number, viewers. The total interrogations are also very revealing. And this is something that I've already mentioned to you. But look at the ED searches between 2004 and 2014, between 2014 and 22. Between 2014 and 22, which are the NDA years, 2,974 searches in PMLA cases by the Enforcement Directorate. However, in 2004 and 14, only 112 searches in PMLA cases. Again, the question arises, was political corruption much less between 2004 and 2014? Remember what the CNAG said, viewers? You remember that? You remember what the court said about the CBI and other central agencies being caged parrots? Well, what was holding back the crackdown? We don't know, viewers. We don't know. Those are questions that need to be asked. Another set, hard fact 3. This is a big one. In 2004 to 2014 and 2022, the number of prosecution complaints, 839 prosecution complaints, viewers, have been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. In 2004 and 2014, the UPA years, only 104. Do the maths. The maths tells you that a very few prosecution complaints were filed. Now, if you ask the BJP, they will say that, well, they couldn't because they were hamstrung by coalition compulsions. Again, the question is, was political corruption less between 2004 and 2014 during the UPA years? I don't know, viewers, but certainly there were fewer cases. Again, let's have a look at the assets values that have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. Under the NDA, 95,000 crores plus of assets have been attached. Under the UPA, that number was significantly less. Only 5,000 odd crores of assets were attached. So almost 9,000 crore more assets, 95,000 crore more assets, viewers, were attached. Now that is a significant number. Viewers, this is an important one. Had the ED been overwhelmingly arbitrary and was filing cases left, right and center at the whims of political masters to suit an agenda, a majority of cases wouldn't have ended in conviction. Now here are some hard facts, viewers. On your screens once again, ED conviction rate in PMLA cases is 93%. It's astounding under the NDA. So 2014 to 2023, these are all replies that have been given by the NDA in the Lok Sabha, just the last session of the Lok Sabha. Viewers, look at this other number, and it's a big one. can ED still be accused of arbitrary unlawful prosecution when so many of their cases have ended in convictions? Also, the CBI viewers, 75% almost is the conviction rate for CBI. So central agency is doing fantastically well in corruption cases. The other point often missed is that courts have been not too forgiving of those accused by the ED or other central agencies of corruption. A number of opposition leaders tried to have cases quashed against them by the courts but have failed. Here are more hard facts. Let me take you through. The Gandhis, viewers, out on bail. Supreme Court refuses to quash the trial. The case is going on. In fact, some time back, some important interventions happened where documents that one of the petitioners had, he was given permission to submit them. Land for Jobs case, viewers. Tejasvi, Lalu, Rabri are out on bail. The CBI has filed a second charge sheet. Again, no stay on this particular matter. The Delhi excise policy, Sisodia Singh arrested. We all know that. That's happened over the last few days. Sisodia, of course, was arrested in February. The court has upheld the probe. No quashing of probe. And Sanjay Singh has, of course, been given custody today, 5 days, remanded to 5 days of custody. Anubrata Mondol of the TMC, jailed. The TMC even removed him from his ministerial position. The court once again refused to stall proceedings. Partha Chatterjee of the TMC jailed. This was in the teacher recruitment case. Court has denied bail. Disproportionate assets case, Satyendra Jain, Aap minister, now of course former minister. Court has again denied bail, and certain observations which are unflattering in nature were made, in fact, against Satyendra Jain. But viewers, there is also one dissonant note to be struck, and I must, in the interest of absolute balance, strike it. Let me walk you through this next graphics. While the opposition's case against the ED on the whole is not very strong because of the facts that I've presented, it is true that when these tainted netas have crossed over into the Bharatiya Janata Party, somehow the pace of the investigations against them when they were in the opposition have slowed when they were in the BJP. And there are a number of instances. This will only provide more ammunition to those who claim a witch hunt today in the opposition, saying that, look, the ED is being used. When some of us join the BJP, then it's all okay. We are whitewashed. Here are more hard facts on that account. They're on your screens. In the Sarda Chit Fund, Himanta Biswa Sarma joined the BJP in 2015. He's now Chief Minister of Assam. He's yet to be questioned. Let's look at some other numbers, names. Narda Sting operation. Suvendu Adhikari, stalwart of the TMC, joins the BJP in 2020, yet to be summoned. Let's look at another case. There are at least 4 or 5 such cases, and big ones. Narayan Rane joined the BJP in 2019, case still open. This is a 300 crore money laundering alleged scam. Let's have a look at Bhavna Gauli, joined the BJP June 2022. This is with regards to the Mahila Utkarsh Pratishthan alleged scam. She's yet to be summoned. So clearly, you cross over, you perhaps get a better deal. That's really what is being said. Now let's very quickly get you what the ED has said about Sanjay Singh, of him being a key conspirator in the liquor scam associated with Dinesh Arora, the approver. Let's go straight across to our reporters on the ground. Now, the central claim that is being made, viewers, and let's break that, 1 crore out of 3 crore bribe paid by Sameer Mahendru given to Sanjay Singh at Vijay Nair's behest. 1 crore out of 4 crore bribe paid by Abhishek Bonapalli, also given to Sanjay Singh. These are other accused, viewers, in this case. CDR, they claim that they have CDR confirmed these allegations, revelations made by Dinesh Arora. 1 crore also picked up from Indo Spirit's office in Okla. This is very big, massive twist. Arunima joins me for more on this. Arunima, this is a big scoop. Tell us a little bit more about this. This is important information.
So what is that Aam Aadmi Party has said since yesterday? That this is political vendetta. There is no basis for Sanjay Singh's arrest, and there is no evidence. What the ED is now pointing out is that there is hard evidence of bribe money allegedly exchanging hands. And to prove this, in their remand application before the special court, the Rouse Avenue court today, they have given multiple instances, 2-3 of which you just told our viewers. I'm just going to elaborate on that. What the ED says is that since 2017, Dinesh Arora is a close aide of Sanjay Singh. So when he became an important functionary of the Aam Aadmi Party, much before the liquor policy was tweaked, he was already helping Dinesh Arora, Amit Arora and others associated with them in, getting their work done with the excise department. When the liquor policy tweaking started happening, there are at least 3 instances, could be more, but ED has listed at least 3 instances where in separate tranches, crores of rupees were paid to Sanjay Singh. His close aide who lives at his residence, Sarvesh, has taken delivery of 1 crore rupees paid by Dinesh Arora's, employee. And this confirmation has come from the call detail records. Around the same time that Dinesh Arora's employee has told the ED he paid this amount to Sarvesh, around that same time there is a phone conversation happening between Sanjay Singh and Dinesh Arora. And Dinesh Arora then tells ED that in this conversation I had asked him if you have received the money. And he said, yes, Vijay Nair has also spoken to me about it. Vijay Nair is again a key player in this entire thing. Then this 1 crore rupees that has been picked up from the Indo-Spirits office in Okhla, that too was picked up by Dinesh Arora and delivered to Sanjay Singh at his residence. So that is what ED's
So are you saying,
investigation
Arunima, that these call data records, there are transcripts of conversations between allegedly the approver and the accused in this particular matter, Sanjay Singh? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm pointing out is that Dinesh Arora is telling ED what happened when this conversation on telephone happened.
Okay.
And that is corroborated by CDR records, which shows that on Sanjay Singh's phone number, Dinesh Arora's phone number flashes and there is a conversation between the two. So there is corroborative evidence supported by this approver's statement to the ED.
The question I want to ask you is, how did the ED defend itself in court when the defender lawyer came out and said that why now? You've known about this, why now?
I think that is the answer that this money transaction is giving.
Right.
Dinesh Arora had told the Enforcement Directorate officials at least a year and a half back or more that he knew when there was this transaction happening. He had generated money for Aam Aadmi Party at Sanjay Singh's behest. Sanjay Singh had introduced him to Manish Sisodia, taken him to Arvind Kejriwal. All of this was known. What is new is this revelation of how money was exchanging hands. That is the new evidence that ED is citing to prove its case. This is the reason that we have arrested Sanjay Singh. But then there are some few loose ends still. For example, if Sarvesh had received the 1 crore rupee amount from Dinesh Arora's aide, why did ED not arrest him? Why did ED not question him earlier? He has been summoned for questioning tomorrow when he was raided a few months ago. So there are some loose ends still which ED will have to tie up before its next appearance in court. But at this stage, at least with this revelation of crores of rupees exchanging hands, it has a strong case which has been supported by the special court.
Yes, prima facie strong case. We don't know. Let's see what the court says. Let's see what comes out in this interrogation. And perhaps when the ED goes back to seek more time, it'll have to again furnish more details for why. And maybe we'll have more information. But remember, today, the court also asked the ED to furnish more evidence against Manish Sisodia. So there has been it's not all smooth sailing, let me put it that way, for the Enforcement Directorate. And of course, the ball is now very firmly in the ED's court. Let's open this up. Thank you, Arunima. Thank you very much for that very comprehensive update that you brought for us. So there is some reason now to think that the ED has a case. Let me open this up. Let me begin with Piyush Joshi. Piyush Joshi, the charge against the government that you have been making, that is the Aam Aadmi Party has been making, some of those that you're sympathetic of are making, is that the ED is acting arbitrarily. It has had a track record of actually acting arbitrarily, and I've shown some hard facts that when it has a conviction rate so high in PMLA cases, how can you say that the ED is acting arbitrarily? Secondly, the ED cannot register cases on its own. It can only register cases after examining the details once the state police or central agencies, other central agencies register a case of money laundering. It only gets in at second chance or second instance. So can you explain why the AAP is still continuing to suggest that this is a witch hunt?
Well, I'm neither an investigator nor an accountant, so I will only speak on the basis of what I firmly believe and how I've known these people, operating in the public sphere. So that is one thing, and we can very clearly see that Mr. Sanjay Singh's associates have been raided in the past. It has been a few months when his personal assistants and his associates have been raided, and now he has been taken into the custody on the basis of the charges that the only ED is aware about. That they have not been able to prove the quid pro quo
No, but
in
you
the
said
cases of
that you're
Manish
not an
Sisodia ji.
investigator, so I'll have to cut you off there. Why are you going back into the case? I asked you a very simple question. Can the ED be hauled up for being arbitrary when its conviction rate in PMLA cases over the last 9 years has exceeded 90%, sir? That's a very high conviction rate. You'd agree, would you not?
Yeah, but the pending cases are almost 99.5%, in which it has not obtained any conviction so far. So when we are talking about that, there is a way to look at it. We can look at the glass half full or half empty. That depends upon the way we view it. So since the formation of ED, if you look at the number of cases registered against politicians and overall cases, there is 99.5% cases in which the investigation is still going on. So and it is funny
So you're
that you
saying that
yourself have mentioned
that the process is worse than the punishment. They'll open a
the
few
the
cases against you.
the
They'll only take those that they're sure about to court. They'll up their numbers, and then they'll say that, look, it's a 93% or 94% conviction rate. So don't haul us. That's what you're saying.
That, yeah, precisely. That is what that that is part of what I'm saying. But
Okay.
having said that, I'm as far as the AAP leadership is concerned, the Honorable Supreme Court has made a very very remarkable comment on the operations of ED that provides certain other evidences against Mr. Manish Sisodia. So why
But
and
that's
they
an
have been
ongoing
denying.
matter. That's an ongoing matter. Let me come back.
Look,
It's also true that all these
but
months,
but but
Mr.
this is an
Sisodia was
ongoing matter
arrested.
which we
Excuse
are
me, sir.
debating.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Sisodia
Yeah.
was arrested in February. It's an ongoing matter. Even Kejriwal has said today that it's a sub judice matter and he just want to get into the specifics. All he's saying is that Mr. Kejriwal is kattar imandar. That's fine. It's his prerogative to say that. Even he's not getting into the nitty gritty. So, Mr. Joshi, I just want to ask you, if it was such a flaky case and investigation, why hasn't Mr. Sisodia got bail till now? Even today, the matter was deferred, the decision.
Rahul ji, we have been discussing the PML Act and its nitty-gritties on your previous programs as well and on various channels as well. So such is the nature of the Act that it is very difficult to get bail if the ED wants to question, if the ED requests the Honorable Court that we still have to investigate certain other matters. There are certain new evidences which have come to light, and that is the only basis on which the bail is being denied. And when we talk about that the matters are sub judice, the matter in Mr. Sisodia's case is sub judice, the matter in Mr. Sanjay Singh's case is sub judice, the matter in Mr. Satyendra Jain's case is sub judice. Still, we are debating it on national
No, we're not
television. Day
debating.
after
We're
day
not
after day.
debating specifics.
So,
We are talking about the ED in
so
general.
that is
We're
what
not getting
I
into
did not get into
specifics.
the specific. I did not get into the specifics. I was just
Okay.
mentioning the Honorable Supreme
Let
Court's
me open
remark.
this up.
I didn't say this
Fair enough.
that
Let me open this up. Fair enough. Let me open this up. Let me bring in Tehseen Poonawalla and Charu Pragya. There's also, of course, the spokesperson from the BRS, and he's there with us, Mr. Mane. So I'll bring them all in one by one. Now, Mr. Poonawalla, let me ask you a straightforward question tonight. You have seen a number of facts that I've put out. The number of increases in the prosecutions, etc., the searches under PMLA, it seems that one government had more intent on the face of it. And this, to suggest that the ED has gone off the rails because it is overly empowered, remember, the origins of empowering the Enforcement Directorate go back to 2005, the UPA years, when an amendment was made which allowed the Enforcement Directorate to arrest, gave them powers to arrest, to use confessions, to seek further obvious detainment, etc. All of these stringent changes that made the ED more powerful was done in the UPA.
Not true. May I please respond, Rahul? Thank you, and grateful for being on your show. You're right on half of the fact that 2005, when Mr. Chidambaram was the Home Minister, the Finance Minister, these amendments came in and the UPA passed it. You're right on that. But what everyone misses out on is when ED was passed under 2002, Prime Minister Vajpayee, and strengthened subsequently under UPA, the aim of this law was for money laundering for terrorism. Today, under Enforcement Directorate, Rahul, take me very, very seriously. Even copyrights is an offence. And these further amendments happened in 2018, 2019 via a finance bill. It didn't even go to Rajya Sabha. They passed those amendments under finance bill. These are draconian. And this is an actual argument made by the ED in Supreme Court. It says, look, we are not even a police force. Then under what law are you arresting people? And the burden of proof in the ED, Rahul, has been turned around under Narendra Modi ji's government. So you're guilty until proven innocent. So there is a massive problem with ED. And
this matter, but I want to... Mr. Poonawalla, was raised by a bunch of opposition parties before the Supreme Court, who sought to amend the amendment made in 2005 and subsequently, and the court rejected their petition. You know this too.
But what did the court say within that rejection of the petition? And I was there that day in court. The court said, come to us on a case-by-case basis. And on a case-by-case basis, allow me, Rahul, to finish, because they said we can't have an arbitrary amendment, which the courts don't have the power to. So whether it's Sanjay Raut, whether it's today what happened with Manish Sisodia, whether it's what happened with Abhishek Banerjee a few days back, and other cases, the courts are now coming down heavily. In fact, what is very worrying, I'm just going slightly off before I come back on EDs. Delhi police is now following ED's thing and not even giving you an FIR. So even FIRs are not given to the accused. But look at the case of Sanjay Singh, because this is a specific case that we are here to discuss. And I firmly believe it had gone very viral when I said this to you. ED should rename itself BD or Bajrang Dal, because it acts like an arm of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay, I need to step in here because in the past, the Enforcement Directorate, I think it was the CBI sued a politician and an anchor for saying certain things about it. So I just want to say that we distance ourselves. No, that's fine. We distance ourselves from Tehseen Poonawalla's attempt to go viral, but we definitely distance ourselves from that. But let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
And I think the ED acts as an arm of the BJP, and they can come to court.
Look, that's fine. That's fine. You are saying it, not this channel. We've brought you on, that's fine. But look, I just want to ask you, if that were the case, Mr. Poonawalla, let's go toe to toe on this. If that was the case, why is the Aam Aadmi Party celebrating, or why did it celebrate when the Enforcement Directorate filed cases against TMC leaders? In a press conference in Calcutta, when it had decided to sort of contest that election there in 2022, I think, they stepped into the field and they said that the TMC must present itself before the Enforcement Directorate to answer the grave charges, number one. Number two, in Punjab, it arrests Mr. Khera. I don't want to get into the particulars of the case, but you will remember that that case, the original complaint was filed by the police in 2016. It was picked up in 2021-22 by the Enforcement Directorate, 21 in fact, by the Enforcement Directorate. They picked up Mr. Khera for further interrogation, etc. He was arrested, he gets relief from the Supreme Court. That investigation becomes the basis of the Punjab SIT to go after Mr. Khera again and arrest him, despite the Supreme Court saying, well, he should be given immunity. So one second, at that time the Congress came and said that the AAP was using its own powers to harass. So when the shoe is on the other foot, it's okay. When it begins to pinch the AAP, then it becomes problematic. Can you explain this?
No, you can't. You're right, Rahul. What do I debate with you on this? You're right. Because, Rahul, these political parties, why
now you can't distance yourself. You came out and said that the ED is used by X and Y.
Rahul, please allow me. I have a point, and it's slightly grey, and I can only make these grey points on your show. Others are very black and white. Your point is your show is slightly intellectually stimulating and challenging. You're right. The reason why a fraudulent government like the BJP, which has actually completely destroyed our economy, continues to remain in power, lack of opposition unity and long-sightedness. I agree with you. The Congress celebrates AAP going in jail, AAP celebrates TMC celebrates. Congress, they are not united. That is a point. That is a fact. But that does not take away from the fact that there has been terrible misuse by the BJP, terrible misuse of this agency, draconian misuse. Rahul, I want to correct you on one fact.
Very quickly,
correct you on one fact.
Tehseen Poonawalla, very quickly, how come the court, the Supreme Court, that is the conscience of this country, hasn't stepped in? I'll just bring you in. Hasn't stepped in and said that the ED is also a caged parrot. They haven't said that. They said that about the CBI under the UPA. Let's open this up. Let's open this up.
Please allow me to make 2 points. No, yes. 2 points.
Okay.
I want to correct you on your 93% conviction, but before that, 2 points. The fact is, whether it is Shri Himanta Biswa Sharma ji, under whom BJP removed a white paper, Shri Ajit Pawar ji, under whom BJP removed a white paper, Shri Y.S. Chaudhary ji, whom BJP MP said got money from all sorts of dubious people, Bhavna Gavli or Narayan Rane. When they come into BJP, they either become witnesses or the investigation stop. You said that, and it's not this, and it's EDs used to break down governments like in Maharashtra. But let me correct you on the 93%. This 93% conviction of these 26 odd cases that are convicted, all these 26 cases were filed when UPA was in power. The charge sheet was filed under BJP. Under BJP, under 2014 to 2014 to 2022, how many cases charge sheet? No charge sheet. Where is Kartikeya Chidambaram tennis court? Where is DK Shiv Kumar's 9 crores?
Let me bring
I'm asking you.
Charu Pragya,
respond. Stories. Where is that money?
Respond, Charu Pragya. Where is the money? Where are the proceeds of crime? These are just long-winded cases that are filed, and the process is worse than the actual punishment. That's the charge.
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists and all our viewers. The first thing I want to say is, let's remember, even today the Honorable Supreme Court has remanded to the ED the custody of Sanjay Singh. Let's also remember that Manish Sisodia has still not gotten bail, and the very same Arvind Kejriwal who stood in defense of Manish Sisodia turned around, did a complete U-turn within a day, took away his titles, took away his positions, even took away his house the minute he realized that obviously ED had evidence, otherwise this person would not have been arrested. The same thing, I assure you, is going to happen in the case of Sanjay Singh. Also, why are we trying to keep the two cases different? It's the same liquor scam. So let's keep these two netas in connection. Let's talk about Manish Sisodia plus Sanjay Singh. Let's also remember that Aam Aadmi Party is a completely controlled party by Arvind Kejriwal. Do you think that even the wind can blow in his party without his express approval? Obviously not. So all the links go back to Arvind Kejriwal. I have said it before, I will say it again. For those who are saying that why is ED investigating this and taking so long, let me tell you, there are questions whose answers do not add up, and the opposition spokespersons choose not to speak about this. The number of liquor sale went up exponentially. The number of liquor shops went up exponentially. But what happens to the profit to the exchequer? It's down. The government actually loses over 2,000 crore rupees, and this is in a RTI reply given by the Aam Aadmi Party. The commission goes from 2.5% up to 12%. The companies which are gotten are actually blacklisted companies.
Okay.
The cabinet approval
let's
given
not get
to
into the
this
specifics.
policy was
Charu
post
Pragya, let's
facto.
not get into the specifics.
No,
because,
but I'm getting into it because these are the reasons. These are the reasons why.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am, so this matter is before the courts. It's a matter of investigation.
Yes.
You will repeat all of this. It gets amplified.
And I respect that.
No, we have
Yes.
to, there is something called innocence before you're proven guilty. So let's maintain that maryada on the show. I'm just asking you a simple question. And that question flows from the data that I have pulled out. When individuals who are accused of corruption in opposition ranks join the BJP, then what happens? These cases sort of peter out. Why?
So Rahul, also, when you were giving out all this data, I want to also say that only 3% of cases of ED are against politicians. Nobody chooses to talk about the remaining 97%, and a whole narrative is set that the ED is behind politicians. So it's not even 3% of the cases. Also, let's remember that there was a time when our Honorable Prime Minister was being investigated. He sat through questioning for 10 hours, 12 hours. Did he complain even once? He was given a clean chit finally, decades later. You did not see the BJP complaining like this, taking to the roads, actually celebrating somebody's arrest like it's a jashna happening on the streets. That is what Aam Aadmi Party is doing today.
Go through the trial by fire, says Charu Pragya. Why are you politicizing a probe now? Look at the numbers. Look at what ED is doing. Okay, let me bring in the BRS spokesperson, Mr. Mane. Mr. Mane, I want to read out a statement today by Congress President Revanth Reddy. He says, PM Modi is constantly visiting Telangana, but it's of no use because people know about the friendship between PM Modi and KCR. Their bandhan is Fevicol. Fevicol bandhan, FB. Everyone knows how much loss Telangana has endured due to this Fevicol bandhan. Why ED and income tax are not conducting probe against the KCR family? The Congress once again turning to the ED to say, prosecute your leader. How do you respond to this, sir? Clearly the Congress has great faith in the ED when it suits them.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, the whole of Congress protested outside the ED for Rahul Gandhi at different governor residences, including Telangana also. But here, probably to defeat Chief Minister KCR just before we are going to polls in a couple of days, they want KCR in jail because Congress party cannot even get their deposits or even come closer to BRS if KCR is there outside. Now, both the things, I mean, why we call it witch hunting? If I keep the Congress aside for a while, why we call it witch hunting is because till now, we are not accused, we are not named accused, we have not been arrested, though the Congress is desperate that we have to be arrested. But we have Honorable Prime Minister, we have Honorable Home Minister who come here to Telangana in their election speeches, call us, accuse us of corruption, charge us with corruption, while we are still not arrested. But the point is, you want to align with Kumaraswamy's party, you have called them corrupt party when you have campaigned in Karnataka, you have campaigned against the NCP, against Ajit Pawar, you called him the corrupt, and today he is your Deputy Chief Minister. Chautalas are in your government too. They have been associated with you. They have been corrupt tainted. So why cherry picking? Why doesn't rule of law apply for all? Why is it that you use this for your political speeches? And yes, you know, when this, I'll have to point out, Rahul, not just Revanth Reddy. When Prime Minister recently came to Telangana and gave a speech that, the Chief Minister wanted to join, immediately, who endorsed that statement? None other than Rahul Gandhi himself. Rahul Gandhi said that I have been saying the same thing. So, does that mean that Rahul Gandhi is endorsing Narendra Modi ji's statement? Does he believe in Narendra Modi ji? Because yesterday in the Congress's official national Twitter handle, they have tweeted that Narendra Modi ji is lying, Narendra Modi is a liar. So Congress doesn't have a stand. Congress calls Mamata Banerjee corrupt when they are campaigning in West Bengal.
What you're referring to is moral corruption, double standards, the politics of convenience. All parties have a blemished, unfortunately, track record of this, tying up with people who they used to abuse a day before or accused of corruption. My question to you is very simple. If the ED is so corrupt and it is so pliable, as you're suggesting, and if the Prime Minister himself has come out and made an allegation against your Chief Minister, your boss, why hasn't the ED called him and summoned him?
Call the Prime Minister?
No, call your Chief Minister.
we are ready for it. Please do come. See, Kavita ji has cooperated numerous times, be it whichever wing, not just the ED, CBI or IT, we have cooperated, we have answered to your questions.
No, sir.
Not just
you're not getting my question. My question is straightforward. If the Prime Minister accuses Mr. KCR of being corrupt, why hasn't he had the ED? If you claim that the ED is just a byword for the government, why hasn't the ED summoned Mr. KCR? It's a simple question.
Well, if you see the Modi's operandi, beside Kejriwal ji, you see the top leaders, they are being disturbed and not the Chief Minister.
No, but in the Congress, the Gandhis have been, in the Congress, the Gandhis have been prosecuted. In RJD, Lalu Yadav and his clan have been prosecuted. In TMC, Mamta Banerjee's close kin, her nephew has been targeted.
Exactly.
No, one
Rahul,
second.
Rahul,
in NCP, the top leadership has been brought under. So that doesn't bear out what you're saying, sir. It's not as if he creates an exception and leaves the big boss alone. That doesn't work. Mayawati, Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh.
Rahul,
yes.
Rahul, your target is Mamta Banerjee, but you pull in Abhishek Banerjee. Your target is KCR, but you want to target his daughter. Your target is Sharad Pawar, but you want to, charge it Ajit Pawar.
Let me ask you a specific question. Let's open this up. Fair enough. You haven't answered the basic premise of this debate, and that premise is very straightforward. Are you suggesting, and if you are, can you give me 2 facts that prove that the ED works, statistical facts or hard facts, that the ED works to a plan? Can anyone do that? Let me begin with Tehseen Poonawalla. Tell me, Mr. Poonawalla, one fact, one hard fact that disproves the BJP's claim that the ED is autonomous.
In the case of the Karnataka ex-MLA, Mr. Prashant Mandal, the Lok Ayukta received found 6.73 crore rupees in his house. Cash. Rahul, you and I, none of us on this panel have seen such money. It was written to the ED to investigate. Nothing has happened. In the case of Himanta Biswa Sharma, where BJP put a white paper out, as an accused, he's been made a witness. And he's not been summoned after
Okay.
that.
Charu Pragya,
Why is Chaudhary's case? Their MP, GVL Narasimha Rao, wrote money. That money is coming from dubious places. He's today with the BJP.
Charu Pragya, how the ED mentioned about this gentleman that Mr. Poonawalla is referring to, we know about him. They put out a tweet, and that tweet is still available on the net, says 5,000 crores he has misappropriated. He's today in your party. Where's that case? The money is dried up.
So tell me, is the case being closed? Has he been given a clean chit? Why are you spreading
but he hasn't been summoned. He hasn't been summoned.
And no, but he will be. So let ED function by itself independently like it has been doing, because here the greatest defense the opposition can come up with is that why was an XYZ questioned. Now the ED will get to that. The one who's being questioned, you've not had anything positive or anything even meaningful to say about that. You don't want to talk about Vivek Tyagi, who was a parliamentary secretary of Sanjay Singh, who was given massive stakes in Amit Arora's company. You don't want to talk about all those
those are, again, I've said, viewers, I'll need to take a short break, but I just want to come in here. Look, viewers, there is no doubt that the ED has been selective in its approach. The numbers tell you. But if you just go back into time, as I began by saying, viewers, even under the UPA, fewer number of opposition netas were charged or interrogated or prosecuted. So there seems to be a consistent thread here. Except in this case, viewers, in this case, it appears that the Enforcement Directorate, by the sheer dint of the fact that it has been able to still proceed in certain matters, suggests that it at least prima facie has cases against some of these individuals. There are problems, viewers. The selectivity is a problem. It needs to be examined. It needs to be looked at, and it does point to certain tough questions. But given the fact that those cases haven't been shut down, suggests that prima facie there is an issue to contend with. I'll take a short break. When we come back, India corners Canada. We're coming right back to that.